Well, hello there, folks, and happy Thursday to you. It's lovely to see you again as usual, and thanks for popping over just to check out this wee recipe. And I do hope that I find you very well indeed. So today I've made a batch of these amazing blondies. You know, blondies are just a bit like brownies, but they're just that wee bit lighter because they're made with white chocolate instead of the dark or the milk chocolate. The addition of the raspberries and the raspberry sauce and the caramelised white chocolate make these taste absolutely phenomenal. All of the ingredients that I'm using you will find underneath the video, but I will put them on screen just as we're using them. So I've got some white chocolate chips. I'm also using plain flour. I've got some brown sugar, some raspberry dessert sauce, some caramac. I've got some eggs there as well, baking powder and salt, some vanilla extract. I'm using freeze-dried raspberries and also some butter. So that's everything that I'm using. This was the caramac or the caramelized white chocolate that I'm using. Other brands are available, so use whatever you prefer. And I am using the Milky Bar white chocolate chips. All of this stuff is available on Amazon really easily, and that's also where I got my freeze-dried raspberries from as well. I am using this raspberry dessert sauce, but again, use whatever dessert sauce you prefer. This is just local to me. So this is my baking tin here. This is a 10 by 10 inch tin. You'll even get away with using a 9 by 9. I wouldn't go any smaller than that though, or you're going to end up with something that resembles house bricks instead. The first thing we want to do is get your butter on to melt. Now you can just melt this down and use it when it's melted down. I'm going to take it a wee bit further. I'm going to scorch this butter and make it a wee bit burnt, because that's going to give you bags more flavour. You're going to get wee crunchy bits in there, and it's going to give your Blondie, you know, a nice deep, dark, rich flavour. So that's just what I'm going to do. So just pop your butter onto a medium to high heat, and you will see it starting to change colour. Like I said, you can stop whenever you like. You know, it does change colour pretty quickly, as you can see there. It'll take you maybe 4 or 5 minutes to get to the stage that I'm at here. And then when you're happy, you can just pop this into a jug just to cool slightly. You know, you still want it to be liquid when you use it, but you don't want it to be as warm as it is just now. So just give that a few minutes. By the time we've done everything else, it'll be ready to use. So into your bowl, you just want to pop your soft brown sugar and then your melted butter on top of that, along with all of the wee crispy, crunchy bits. And with a whisk, you just want to combine these two. This is just, you know, it's done all by hand. You don't need a machine for this. And then on top of that, we're going to add the eggs. This is 4 large free-range eggs. Just pop them straight in. And then again, with your whisk, you just want to combine everything until it's nice and smooth. This will only take you a couple of minutes, as you can see. And then to that, we're going to add the vanilla. I've got 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, so straight in with that as well. And then just go in again with your whisk just to mix that through, and it'll go lovely and silky just like this. Now to that, we're going to add the dry ingredients. So I've got some plain flour there, and to that, we're going to add the baking powder and also some salt as well. So just pop that in with your flour. And then using a spatula or a whisk or whatever, even a spoon, you just want to make sure that's nicely combined, and pop that straight in to your wet ingredients. And I'm just going to continue using the spatula instead of the whisk, because if you use the whisk, it's just all going to clump inside the cage of your whisk. So you just want to gently fold everything together until it's nicely combined. Don't overwork this, or it may become, you know, really tough. So just when it's just combined, stop, and then you can pop in your additions. So that's my caramac going in, or my caramelised white chocolate. My white chocolate chips, that's the Milky Bar chocolate chips, and then those lovely freeze-dried raspberry pieces as well. So you just want to gently fold all of these together again, just until it's nicely combined. Like I say, you don't want to keep going with this. Just fold it and mix it together until it's nicely combined. And then you can pop that straight in to your prepared tin. I've just greased and lined this tin. You can use a loose bottom tin as well if you have one. That would make this very easy to get out at the end. And the last thing we're going to do before we pop it into the oven is grab your dessert sauce. Now you will need a bottle with a kind of long nozzle on the end. You just want to randomly go over your batter, just give it a wee squeeze, pull it up, give it a wee squeeze, pull it up, and this is going to create wee pools of raspberry dessert sauce in your end blondies, and it's just a nice wee burst of zinginess. It's just a wee surprise that you're not expecting. So pop this into your oven for about half an hour. And yeah, when it comes out, it should be looking something like this. Still quite wobbly in the centre, but if you look round the edge there, it's quite dark, about an inch of the way in. It's completely cooked all the way around with a wee bit of wobble in the centre, and that's absolutely perfect. All you have to do now is pop that into your fridge, let this set completely and go completely cold. This may take you a few hours. You're actually better doing this overnight if you can, and if you've got the time, and that's what's going to give you that lovely characteristic sort of blondie fudgy texture that we all love. So when you're happy and it's completely chilled and set, you can get that out of your tin, and it comes out really easily as well. Just remove your paper and then we can slice it up. Make this as big or as small as you like. You can put this into squares or fingers. Mine ended up quite big. This always happens to me. I say to myself, I'm going to do it nice and dainty. Wait, you see this? Yeah, I just pierced one of those wee pockets of goo. As you can see there, that raspberry sauce just came poking through. I think I went a bit daft with the raspberry sauce. Yeah, there's quite a bit in here. So you might not want to use quite as much as I've used, but we love this raspberry sauce. But like I said, cut it up into whatever size squares or fingers you prefer. I like to keep this in the fridge because it's so warm at the moment. There's a danger of you leaving this out in your warm kitchen that it will all start to melt and collapse. So I like to keep this in the fridge. It never lasts long anyway. So yeah, those were absolutely perfect, and I was absolutely delighted with these. Obviously it's very, very sweet, so you're not going to want too much of this, but yeah, I just think a blondie is a nice wee take on the brownie. I do love a brownie as well, don't get me wrong, but just I prefer the combination of the white chocolate with the raspberry. It's such a classic, very popular combination at the moment. So do let me know if you're planning on giving those ones a go for yourself. And as usual, a huge thank you to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page, to the channel members here as well, and for you all for watching and leaving your lovely comments, and for those that share the videos as well. It's all very much appreciated. And I will catch up with you during the week, probably on Saturday for my wee shopping unbagging, during the week for another wee recipe, or even back on Sunday for our weekly meals of the week. But whenever you choose to join me again, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you off as soon back here on What's for Tea. So take care and bye for now. Bye now.